here with Dad, man. I don't write lines for you this early in the podcast. This is usually when I practice my monologue. You didn't like my latest video, my Hunter S. Thompson video. It hurt. It felt slightly disrespectful. I could go on.
I mean, it wasn't bad. No, it was good. You're messing around. I did like it. I didn't know it was you at first, to be honest.
You said you hated it, though.
Well,
you're trying to
in a
save
good way.
face for the microphone.
No, I don't care about the microphone. I thought it was really good. I just thought it sounded similar to Hunter S. Thompson. The thing about him is he didn't enunciate very well. So if you want to imitate him,
can't say words.
Yeah, it's like the tone was cool sounding, like that you did, but he doesn't enunciate at all. He's you know,
like an orangutan.
Yeah,
he's like an orangutan.
Yeah,
like an orangutan.
Well, no, I don't know why
he would say that or how he would say it. Which one don't you know?
Either of those two.
Well, you have to start somewhere.
Orangutans aren't really known for verbalizing anything.
He reported on many different things, though. You know that, right?
Okay.
Sports. That's how he got his start.
Yeah, well, he was Rolling Stones, right?
That's when Gonzo was big.
Yeah. I mean,
when he was big with Gonzo.
Yeah.
But
he's kind of cool. He's kind of a... I told you there was another movie about him. Did you know
The Rum Diaries, and I think...
Yeah. Johnny Depp's in it.
Depp did it again.
Yeah.
Depp did him again.
He must have liked him.
Yeah, I think Rum Diaries is maybe the most inspired by Ernest Hemingway. Because I think he was in Havana when he wrote that. I could be wrong. But...
It was somewhere... It could have been in Cuba.
That was a huge hangout for Hemingway, I guess.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I knew he hung out some Caribbean place.
We talked about it on one of the episodes, I'm not sure, but you said that, and we have to use flowery verbiage because of the YouTubes, but they both passed away in similar circumstances. If you know.
By self-determination.
Yeah, they were too determined, some would say.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up, and it's going to fit right into this episode, is I watched the Snow White, the 2025 Snow White.
Oh, you did?
I pirated it, which is the only way I would suggest y'all watch it. If you have to for like a school assignment or...
Somebody pays you, perhaps.
Maybe you're in like a terrorist... rehabilitation camp, and that's what's going to be on.
Trying to change your sanity or lack thereof.
Quite frankly, I think it's one of the movies that fit into the category is it could be used to radicalize terrorists and also to punish terrorists.
It's like a lobotomy.
That's how damn good it is.
Yeah.
People don't realize, but it is.
It is that good.
Well, they say this movie's stupid. It is.
I didn't see it.
But you've heard about how badly it's doing.
Oh my God, I've talked several times. It's like the perfect storm of stupidity and virtue signaling. But
that's how the Chinese say it.
Yeah, see, that's racist.
Signaling.
But when you have little people protesting outside your company headquarters, you screwed the pooch bad.
They prefer the term little dinglages. And
he screwed it up for all those people, and they're like, I mean, that's a small part of the movie.
You should be banned from the internet.
Oh my God, Zegler is just hateful. She's a hateful human being. And, I think she just thought that, she could do anything, say anything, and that she was so culturally relevant that no one would think of her as being wrong. She would be educating us. You just can't have that attitude.
No.
I mean, here's an
should not.
example. Like Ryan Reynolds currently was
He's a
godlike.
bit annoying.
Yeah, but for a while, I mean, he was like overall good guy, whatever.
Yeah.
In this
Well, now
thing,
he's in the public.
yes, because of that Baldini
critical.
thing.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she is not a very pleasant human being. His wife, Blake Lively.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was making sure because I thought Baldini was the dude that she cheated on him with.
No. She didn't cheat on him. She was in a.
Polycule.
It ends with us.
Yes.
He directed
Which is a
it.
very, very. The book is girls love the book. The
Okay.
book's
Well, and then
like
so they did it,
pancakes.
and she complained like that he was not sexually abusive or anything like that, but kind of power abuse.
Inappropriate.
Not even like of that nature, just like bossy, whatever. So she
Yeah.
made a big stink about it, and then he's like, "Hey, man, don't be coming down on me. It's like you were really difficult to work with, and now it's all coming out that people are turning on Ryan Reynolds, they're turning on her."
Yeah. Well, let me say what I know of that situation. So, I said cheated on because that's the rumor. Is that she said that to try to skirt rumors of infidelity. That's what I heard. There could be zero.
Oh,
There could be zero truth.
I have
to
not
that.
heard any of that. That could be true.
Meanwhile, he's
not.
suing Reynolds because there was a character in Deadpool that was supposed to parody or
Him,
make fun of the Baldini guy.
Baldini, yeah.
Meanwhile, I thought Blake Lively was a country singer for almost my entire life. I
She's
am
only
not
been-
kidding.
She was in the
Department of Education.
No, what was the one? The Town. She was in The Town.
Ooh, was she the love interest of Ben Affleck?
Well, no, the banker became his love interest. She was one who wanted to be with Ben Affleck.
Always
she
the
was a drug-
bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah. And she's the one who ratted them out
Fucking
because
bitch.
she got arrested and she was like on
Heroin.
probation. She was on drugs and everything. And
Drugs kill dreams.
Yeah. More random stuff. Hear a word and gotta say something.
You have to just learn to tone me out, or tune me out, rather, while I'm like the rap hype man. While someone's like actually rapping, I just say words.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay. So that was the only movie I've ever seen her in. I'm sure she's probably been in other things, but that was a
More
minor role.
More chick flick type of films.
Maybe. Yeah.
And I guess even during the publicity, what do they call it? When
The PR tour.
Yeah. There was one interview that did not capture the hearts and minds of potential audience members when they're like, what would you say to any person who went through DV, which that acronym,
Yeah.
because that is
What it's about.
what this is. Yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
And she's like, what if they just like came up to me on the streets? And she's like, sure, because
In any
they're
way.
like, what the fuck are like.
How?
No,
in some
it's
way.
like you're being recorded right now, bitch.
Yeah.
Like you can give it to him right now, maybe.
Yeah.
But when you're interviewing a celebrity, you're like, okay,
It's almost like that's a free throw or
That's a softball.
That's a layup.
yeah.
It's like, get out of the
she's
situation,
like-
seek help, blah blah blah.
She's like, I've never been through that. I really wouldn't have any. But
That's
also,
helpful.
it was. But she was like being difficult at first, like trying to avoid the question. It's like, I don't know. I think I don't have beef with her. Ryan Reynolds he made his career on being handsome Jim Carrey. He's like, I'm going to steal his shtick.
Kind of, yeah.
He told someone this in secret, I guess.
All right.
You're like, I'm gonna get a 6-pack, and I'm gonna just steal his shtick, and they're not gonna know what hit him. And we didn't. We are sheep.
No,
And,
I mean, but he was. I mean, he was humorous. I mean, now sometimes you look back and say, yeah, he was a bit. You don't know? Do you know where he came from? Like his first gig?
I liked him in Van Wilder. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
if
no, that was
that's
funny. That was funny.
His first, I can't. I don't even
His
know.
first. I mean, he like came out of nowhere, and he was on a sitcom. It's called Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Shop. I think is what it was.
I might have heard of it, but I've never been there.
Okay, that's
But
what his where he started.
yeah, I like Deadpool too, because it's violent superhero,
Yeah,
and there's comedy too, which I'm gonna like that.
yeah,
He was good in Waiting. Do you remember that?
yeah,
Dane
yeah. I
Cook
remember
was in
reading.
that.
Yeah.
And Van Wilder was good. He was also in that one with the blonde girl. He was fat at first, and then he comes back. It's like a Hallmark movie, but it's like more of a raunchy comedy. And he comes back, and now he's wealthy and famous and good looking, and goes back to the small town and tries to.
Sweep her off her feet.
Yeah. I forget what the hell that's called, but
I may have seen that. It doesn't.
I'm
I
sure
can't
you
figure the
have. It's
name.
been on Comedy Central like 1,000 times.
Okay.
But anywho, yeah, he was good in those, and those are like early roles for him. But I think he's oversaturated in the place. so
I
to
started to
speak.
get a little tired. It was a little tiresome, and even in Deadpool, with just
I mean, I was rooting for him to be Deadpool because he was Green Lantern, and that
didn't
sucked.
go well. Yeah.
And then he played Deadpool in that one X-Men First Class or something. It was the one where
I remember.
Logan first gets his powers. It's like a Logan prequel. Forget what the hell.
Is that the time they come up in an elevator and he's got a sword and he's cutting?
Yeah, I
I don't
think-
think that's a Logan movie.
It feels very based around Wolverine.
Maybe it is.
That's one
I
of
know,
the
that was-
only films I fell asleep in the theater watching. Just right hand to God.
So you liked it that much, huh?
Well, it was the second time I watched it, but we were in like junior high or whatever, and I'd already seen it, and at that time period, you're like, well, what can we do? And they're like, well, let's see a movie, and that was the only one that really appealed to the mass.
The
That was
group.
our friend group,
The consensus
and I
pick.
fell asleep during it.
Okay. That's a good movie. That's a pretty good movie. That's not a very good movie. I don't like that movie. No, it was good. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, we were going to talk about other movies, or we could talk about Snow White.
It's yucky. Yeah, we'll talk about Snow White. So I made that video. It's 4 minutes.
I didn't see it. Now I feel stupid,
You made that. I made this video.
and I didn't
You watched the
bow
video
down
I
to
made.
it. Yes, I did watch the video.
It's 4 minutes long. So freaking watch that
I
video.
told you I did.
No, there's a microphone here. I'm talking to the people, the masses.
I
As you would
saw
say.
it. I told you I saw it.
It is my magnum opus.
Give it a shot.
Perhaps.
Seriously, it's pretty cool. Listen carefully, like
There
they
is
said.
one midget in the film, and that's my rating.
A live midget. In it?
Now, if they would have put that midget and 7 others, Letterboxd.
So there was an actual, but they had an actual midget in the movie.
They did.
Live
He
action?
was part. Yeah, he was part of the bandit crew, whatever that like the prince is a part of.
Oh, the magical creatures.
No, I don't know. There's people who like steal food for peasants or something. I watched
This
the
sounds
movie.
like they just like
I watched the
massacred
movie.
the original.
I don't remember the original too well. What was the prince in the original?
It was just a prince, I guess.
Oh, really?
Traveling prince, whatever. I don't know.
This guy was like Robin Hood in this one.
I know that's not. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a compliment sandwich with this.
Okay.
The allegories or the way it flips reality on its head, this movie did really well, maybe too well, to where I'm offended. Here's one where I want to start because we're talking about the dude. So generally in reality, men who are like high achieving, high esteem in their field they'll just go after the McDonald's worker. They don't really care, if they wanted to marry a doctor, they would be gay. That's what I say. If you're a man and you're like, I want my wife to be
Hot.
high achieving and the best in her field, I hate to break it to you, you are a homosexual male. This
Yep.
film
Sorry.
turns it on its head, where the woman, you following me, is the one who has the title. She's the princess.
Correct.
Goes down multiple castes or whatever,
That's what they're called, yeah.
class systems, and scoops this
Ne'er-do-well.
this, what do you call it?
Ne'er-do-well.
No, he's a
Bandit.
good guy. It's like, I don't want to say preppy, but something. He has something to him. Plucky.
He's good looking.
Plucky is the word.
Okay. Clever.
Whatever. I've never seen this actor before. I feel bad for some of the people who are like ancillary characters, because you got Gal Gadot, you got Rachel Zegler. Those are the names, in quotation marks, of this film. But then you have people like the King, the original Queen, this guy. It's like they are lucky that they don't have names going in, because they might not
Just
be
kind of walk through the movie.
Yeah, they might be able to not be recognized coming out of it either.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, I know.
Whereas with the Zegs and with Godot, people know them coming in, so that stain stays on their resume moving forward. But anyway, it spins that common real life stereotype. It's like, you see the men, they'll kind of go after the...
You see meaning in everything, right? Like you look at a tree and think there's something. There's
There was
an allegory
brilliance
there.
there. There was brilliance there.
I
And I
don't
think
think
the
so.
writers deserve credit, because putting that in a princess movie is
What?
pretty cool.
All right. What's the major theme of it without giving me all
The
the
DNC.
subplots? Democratic National Committee?
You're goddamn right.
Was it really? I
It was
read
about
that actually.
it was about Joe Biden. So the Queen,
you
unfortunately, the Queen represents the Queen of England, not the evil Queen, the original Queen.
Okay.
She passes away. Joe Biden is the king who gets basically usurped by Kamala Harris, the evil queen. And I have tried to read into what Snow White is. I think she's Donald Trump, though. Like when she takes back over. All of it's. I like subtext.
serious?
I like subtext. I don't think people are going to get it. And I definitely think pushing that narrative now is I don't know, it's risky.
but it was a bomb, right? You gave
Well,
it
because no one gets it.
Well,
And no one knows that going in.
Well, okay, Snow White's not supposed to be that type of movie anyway.
But
as far as just a
this is the
movie-
first time I think Donald Trump has been
Portrayed as a decent
portrayed as a
person.
good person.
Did you read that, or did it just like
That's my understanding.
okay? But was it a good movie?
I made it up, but
Okay,
it's my
because it sounds
understanding.
really wrong. It sounds
Oh,
like way wrong.
Good God. I'm going to listen to me explain that to you on replay for 10 hours straight. That was the best moment of my life. Yeah, I made that all up, but it could work if you choose to look at it like that.
Was it good?
No, it's forgettable, which is like for a movie
We're as
that
bad as it gets,
people
baby.
will be buying tickets to see now. That like why that's the worst. Yeah, I would rather have a movie that's like you can talk
Awful,
about how
but
shitty it is.
memorable.
Yeah, exactly. Like so, for example, Amelia Perez fucking stomps the donkey shit out of this. In
That-
terms of that, because
Well, I mean
it's
that's
like
in a super. I mean, granted, it's a
very
remake,
very original,
very original, yeah.
and
I mean, dumb, but
you're gonna have stuff to talk about too.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, dude, penis and vagina. What the fuck were they thinking with those lyrics? This, it's like I don't even. It's just like the performances weren't very inspired.
Gal Gadot's not a great actor. They
She
said.
never was.
I mean, she's an attractive female action star. Probably.
Yeah, she has very big name power, drawing power. I guess drawing power. I don't know. Like she's been in so many shit movies. Ironically, she's in a movie with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. Reynolds has some talent. I'll preface with that, but that feels like the holy trinity of like people.
Well, he's got a shtick, no question. He plays the same type of character, I think, almost all the time.
Which it almost can't even be used as a negative anymore because like Tom Cruise is that.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, yeah.
At least what he has to offer. Well, it's general enough that it works in a lot of different stuff.
Who,
Or
Reynolds?
Cruise.
Cruise. Well, right. It's
Like
general. You plop him into mostly an action movie.
If you need a short action star, he's your guy.
But see, well, you're right. Yeah, he's short.
Or
But
if
nobody
you want-
knows he's short. Nobody really. I mean, you know it, but he doesn't look short
Well,
in movies.
they give him a bookshelf.
Well, I know, but
or whatever.
Whatever. I mean, it doesn't. So it doesn't matter. You know.
And he's a Scientologist, which I guess he makes people convert on the set too.
Are you? No, you're not serious.
I'm not, but this isn't.
You're just a silly person.
This isn't legally binding, so
Well,
it's not libel. It's
well,
something, but it's not that.
You've heard of wire fraud, right?
Oh shit!
This is going out over.
We have to
the
go
wires.
wireless next.
Yeah. But all right, let's talk about other movies. It sucked. Let
me see if I can add anything.
No, you have added way more than you need to.
Oh, we gotta talk about the dwarves. Oh no.
No, we don't.
Dwarves were kind of forgettable.
Okay, yeah, no kidding. They're CGI.
Yeah,
Stupid. They added CGI to a live action movie. So it's basically
It's just-
melded a cartoon with live action.
Yeah. The fucking animals, though, when you got like close ups, it was impressive.
So fucking what? I mean, that's not a movie.
I know that's a small thing. I just had to. There was one.
Well, did they roll the credits
One
correctly?
one of the squirrels was so cute.
Okay, good. So next up, it was stupid.
Oh, have you seen Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior? They wear shoulder pads. There's a little like feral kid.
I remember parts of that from the way that we went back in the 90s.
I just watched it
90s.
yesterday. If you want to talk about it.
I saw Twisters.
Ooh, what'd you think?
Ugh.
I told you.
Did you?
Yeah. I was
Maybe I
trying
asked
to
my
warn
sister.
you.
She said it was pretty good. I guess. I
Yeah,
should listen.
and her husband cried while watching freaking what's it called? Fucking. I think they listen. I apologize. But he really likes. Though it's with Tom Cruise. It's the sequel that came out, Top Gun 2, which is a good movie. I think it's very good.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for putting you on blast. I didn't cry while watching it though.
It was sentimental. I saw. I
Now
don't
I'm
really have an issue
backtracking
with it.
because we got family in here. I love them. I really do. If you're
Okay,
listening
but
to this,
anyhow, Twisters was awful.
it's
it was
pronounced
awful.
Nihao. But yeah, it wasn't awful, but I would never have recommended it to you. You're way too.
They really just kind of reconfigured the original a little bit, and it wasn't genuine at all. I didn't feel any.
Yeah.
You know.
The romance between Bill Paxton and is that actually the chick from Silence of the Lambs?
No.
What's her name? Meg Ryan?
No.
Who is it? Let's look it up.
I don't know. She was in something called Mad About You, I believe. I think
She has a very small upper lip. That is some. No, is it? That person?
dumb.
Small upper lip. Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt.
So she's like someone like the Office.
She's a tragic character in the first one, where
because she can't help falling in love with Paxton.
what? No, that's not it. She was broken by the hurricane
Yeah,
because she
her
lost. I
parents.
don't know who it was, somebody in her family, but
I think both parents.
he
or
moved
her
in.
dad.
Yeah, who cares?
All right,
Whatever.
that's the opening of Twister.
Yeah. So she's broken, and I guess, they were together as a group, and they were together, and then I don't know why, I never really got into why he left. But, he comes back, and
I think he wanted to try normal, and I think also Helen Hunt was like a woman possessed, for
Right.
lack of a better term,
she was obsessed.
and
Obsessed, not possessed, but...
obsessed. Yeah. Well, she was. Both would work. You dingus.
No.
But
I love when you use the wrong words. It's so
a man
often.
possessed, is that not a phrase? I said a woman possessed.
Well, okay, if it were accurate, yeah, that'd be
Well,
awesome.
if someone's like
You don't have to get all huffy.
acting in an obsessive manner, to use your term, but if it's like everything they do is towards a goal,
Yeah.
you could say they are a man
Yeah,
or woman possessed. We're
Yeah,
not,
okay,
We're
okay.
not gendered
Yeah,
on
yeah,
this
yeah.
podcast.
Okay.
Anywho, you were saying something stupid. Let's hear the remainder of it. So
She was a
broken.
tragic character, and
So is
him coming back
the
into
original
her life.
girl, or
Huh?
the girl in Twisters is tragic too.
yeah, but I mean, she had reason to be, but I didn't buy that she was. I didn't buy
Well,
it.
that's the acting.
Well, yeah, it's
Right.
the acting, and so let's not even talk about it. It was awful.
No, let's talk about it. John Leguizamo is not in either movie, but
But I brought him
Twisters,
up.
It has good music. We'll say that.
But those guys, oh, we're from Arkansas, we're nuts. I mean, come on, man. That's a stereotype, stupid. You know what I mean? The crazy people that chase the hurricane or the tornadoes, and they're all nuts. Come on, that's just dumb.
But I like that it's not a facade, but he seems like, like a frat boy, like a southern.
Turns out to be a nice guy.
He's a nice
right?
guy.
Boy,
yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I will say though, Glenn Powell's the actor. He seems too old for the actress that he's supposed to be. Whatchamacalling it? Like romantically interested.
I
Just a slight critique there. Didn't ruin the movie for me, but
well, they weren't necessarily the same age, but they didn't seem that far apart.
Oh, and the saving grace, I think, for the movie is that the company that's like hired and brought her into the fold
Yeah.
is ultimately, they have nefarious whatever. Nothing's original about it. It's very cookie
Motive.
cutter.
I mean, land buyers. It's like,
Twister
hey man,
is...
you don't have to sell, okay? So they're not that I have no idea why this company would want to invest in this radar system.
That probably costs more than building
For what's
houses
the
and obviously...
Purpose of, so so this company that buys land from people who got wiped out, which they don't have to sell. It's just, hey man, if you want out of this mess, here we can pay you this.
They should be tornado insurers, and that's how they base the rates. And the girl should be confused as to why they're the bad guys. That's a movie.
I don't know if it's a movie, but it's better than this thing.
Well, are they bad guys though? And she's
Well, they're portrayed
like,
as even the guy who's the head of the
no,
company.
this is my movie that I'm talking about.
Yours would not be good. We know that.
You're confused along with the main character. Like, are they bad guys? They're like, is actuarial science evil? Is it
No.
witchcraft? You
Well,
be the
no,
judge.
it can't. Well, thing doesn't exist. Insurance won't exist without actuaries. I mean, yeah, it's a brutal science.
I always
But it's
feel-
like, you're 54, you're overweight, your insurance rate for life insurance is this because
Why are you
have this.
talking directly to me?
Because I can't see the audience.
You're saying my exact age, my exact body type. I don't appreciate it. Neither should you, audience. Yeah, I like the music. That was the best part. Sometimes it felt like a music video. The original was obviously really good. They did have some spectacular moments because of CGI, whereas that was maybe one of the few teensy things that they actually progressed, which makes sense because the movie came out 20 years after.
Yeah, but you know what? It didn't add enough. I mean, that part was pretty cool, but the first one didn't lack from that. I mean, their effects, I thought their effects actually probably better. I thought it was too, I mean, I don't think you could drive a truck into a hurricane, which is what that guy
But
did.
you can do it with a tornado
Tornado.
/ twister.
Whatever. You can't, I don't think you could drive it. I know when he stopped, he drilled into the ground, and I didn't even think that would help that much. But I don't think you could drive into a tornado. Everything blowing houses off the foundation, but this truck can drive right into it.
That's what keeps me up at night.
Well, not me, because I thought it was a stupid movie.
Would you rate it? I gave it a 3. I mean, you could argue a 2.5 too.
Nah, 2.5. It's bland. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't.
I think I was in a good mood when I rated it, so
Probably. I mean,
probably ate some popcorn with
I
it.
guess it's like semi-entertaining, but the original is so superior.
Oh,
Bill
no
Paxton,
doubt.
my God, just him alone.
Really, the fan service of they should have brought Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton back and the main character been their daughter. Everyone said that. Is Bill Paxton alive?
I think. Yeah.
He was in Nightcrawler. He was good in that. Do you remember? He
Yeah.
was the other newspaper guy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey man, we can do this together," and freaking
Do I have
crazy.
to grab you by the ears and yell, "Fuck you!" for you to stop bothering me?
And you thought that Jake Gyllenhaal was a bad actor.
I have to retract that.
You are
I really do,
so-
because he was super. He was so good in that movie. He was so good. He
Amazing.
was a
Sociopath.
okay, yeah. You're right. He was, but he liked to be he was by himself like all the time. I mean, he was so introverted
just-
but driven and.
Comes out of nowhere too. Like,
Yeah.
I get the movie can't follow this guy forever.
Yeah.
But it's like he gets this idea in his head
Yeah.
and like
Just
just
goes.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes it really intriguing that he
Some of
just-
his speeches too are just this cat, because he was talking to the one guy who,
his partner.
partner who got killed, yeah. But he made
He's like,
him-
sell me on you.
yeah,
And then he's like, I'm not going to pay you. I need the money, man. Yeah, I'm not going to pay you. But you're getting in on the ground floor. I love how he's like, you want to be a part of this? Come on. And it's like, okay, but now you are, and you're not going to like the way it looks. I guarantee it. Let's talk Dracula. Francis Ford Coppola's
I
Dracula.
told you I did not watch this movie.
Oh, shit.
I told you
We'll
that.
talk about The Devil then.
I
what
love the
it's
devil.
called?
That had mood.
You do love it. I gave it a 2 stars based on
What? You
memory.
gave it? You
Oh,
gave
this isn't-
Twisters a 3.
Yeah, I don't
And this a 2.
remember. I don't remember that. I thought it was M. Night Shyamalan.
It is. Isn't it?
It's not. It's John Eric Dowdle. They're stuck in an elevator, and one of them's the devil. You probably thought because it's based in Philadelphia, and every Philadelphia movie is generally M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Which I know it's M. Night Shyamalan.
No,
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. It's Shyamalan. Everybody gets it wrong.
Shyamalan,
No, you're not even close.
but I call him M. Night Shyamalan. 'cause
Well,
he-
Devil. I mean, not to let you
Give your sales pitch on
keep
it.
saying that name wrong.
People like that.
It creates mood. Very few could create a sense. It's just to me. Okay, maybe. I'm sure other people, and maybe not everybody who saw it, felt that. There's just this mysteriousness about it. There was just, I don't know what it was. Had to do with probably the timing and just the pacing. Well, that's the same thing. But something about it just made you feel uneasy. You never, there's 5 people in an elevator, and I think you at some point figure out one of them is.
the
I
damn.
have no idea who it is, even with only 5 people in there.
Well, you got to do a sales pitch of The Devil by John Eric Dowdle, 2010, that came out. Which feels like it came out a longer time ago than that.
Yeah, it does.
But I am going to just say Mad Max 2, The Road Warriors, was so cool. So,
Okay. Smooth transition there. So let's stop talking about you and talk about me.
it had an impact on technically 3 wrestlers' careers. Hawk, Animal, and Kane. You'll never guess how it impacted Kane. Lord Humongous is the main baddie. Kane, while he was in the developmental territory of OVW under Jim Cornette's booking, was Lord Humongous, I believe. He wore the same mask. I think his was red, where in the movie it was white. Just as his developmental character. And Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk were
Are from
obviously-
Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Wow.
They got the shoulder pads from it, the leather-clad daddy type of
Pants.
whatever.
Undies.
Accoutrement. Say it.
Accoutrements?
Accoutrements. Yes. And they are one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Hart Foundation is number 1 because I love Bret Hart. But number 2 is the Road Warriors.
Okay. Was
You were more of
what's
a
his name in
Harlem
it?
Heat guy. Yes. Mel Gibson was the main character.
No, the best one, in my opinion, the first one
You're
was
gonna say
made.
Beyond Thunderdome, which is, I think,
Yes.
the lowest rated of all.
Well, okay, the Thunderdome scene though is really cool.
Let's look it up.
2 men enter.
1 man leaves.
Classic quote.
Yeah, it's only rated a 3. I think it's because Tina Turner's in it. Don't quote me on that. Mad Max, on the other hand, is rated a 3.3. I understand that. I gave that a 3.5 personally. Because it's like, and I heard this, and it actually changes the way I look at it. Because I was one of the new gen recruits, if that makes sense. Like,
Not really.
when Mad Max
No.
Fury Road came out,
Yeah.
that's when I was like watching movies a lot. And I like new movies at that time. Now I love to go back and watch stuff. But so that was the one I saw in theaters. That was how I was introduced to the series.
Okay.
Whereas, like, you got the OGs who watched it since Mad Max. And then, like, I'm the new blood that came in because of Fury Road. And I'm watching Fury Road and I'm like, this is so cool, so fantastical. And you want to get the lore or the world building because it is so deep, right? It's like Lord of the Rings if you jumped in, like, I don't fucking know, like in the 3rd movie. You're like, all right, I don't really understand the relations here. But someone put it really good in one of the reviews that I read, is they're retelling these stories of this time period, and each one just gets more and more ludicrous. It's like the world itself wasn't necessarily getting ludicrous. It's like as time passes and you get further away from that time period, like the recollections and the retellings become more
Ridiculous or
absurd. What's something verbose, which doesn't apply, but it's like verbose, but for extravagant. You said that.
Yeah.
Becomes more extravagant. So one is rooted in reality, but it's like these weird characters exist. You know, you got the main bad guy who actually plays Immortan Joe in Fury Road, which is really fucking cool. I like that. Toe Cutter is the bad guy. He plays Immortan Joe in Fury Road, but he's like a weird bad guy. Like it has that weird like subculture vibe to it, and the world doesn't. It seems kind of broken, but there's still like
remnants.
Buildings. Yeah, exactly. And then 2 is like we're off the res, bro, and that's short for reservation.
Racist.
And you have these gangs that actually are like they all dress alike, like these clans that are like I don't know, representative of like countries or something. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that. And the editing is faster paced, and the action is more bombastic, and I really liked 2. It took Mad Max, which is like a cool idea, and then it like actually
Mad Max I think was made
it.
on the cheap.
It had to have been, and understandably so. I mean, I don't know who George Miller was prior to Mad Max, but everyone knows who he is now. I mean, let's see. I mean, 79 is when that came out. Does he have anything that really came out before then that was of note? That might have been his first fucking movie. Violence in Cinema Part 1 came out before that, but that is a 20... Yeah, that was his first feature-length film. Which is pretty fucking nuts.
2?
No, Mad Max. Just Mad Max 1.
I mean, that was a cult. That was a cult movie.
And
I never saw.
look at it
I should
now,
watch
man.
2.
Now it's a blockbuster.
Well, it's a
True.
franchise. Right?
I'm the franchise. Shane Douglas.
No, you're not.
What are your thoughts on the franchise?
Shane Douglas or the
Mad Max.
Oh, I think they brought it back to life for a new era. I thought they did a great job. I didn't see the second one, Furiosa. No, what's the second one?
Yeah.
I didn't
I'd
see
recommend
that.
it.
I heard it was good.
Anna Taylor-Joy is in it. She plays
Wait,
Furiosa.
Hemsworth's in it too, right?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth plays a
They
big
said
role.
he went full force.
He went
at it.
into it. Yeah, he definitely... Which is the only way it works.
That would be. It would probably for him. It's like this is going to be awesome to play this insane, over the top character.
Right.
You know, you have to worry a little bit about looking ridiculous, but
I would
it's also an opportunity to do something just.
dive headfirst into it.
Yeah.
Give it all you got. And I like seeing like the seeds of where things go. Because, like, this one, I think, is the first one where they have, like, a microphone on their cars, and now that's, like, a big thing. Like, they have, like, traveling theaters almost.
Yeah.
Which is, like, so cool, but it's, like, yeah, to see the evolution of the series it's really neat.
What do they spray in their face in the first one? Is it?
I think it's just spray paint. I think it's just silver spray paint.
Okay.
Which is pretty insane.
Toxic.
Yeah. Nicholas Hoult is one of the people who do that. Those bald, like...
Yeah.
They're like painted. They look painted white, but I think they're painted silver. It's like fresh coat of paint before.
And they grab a steering wheel and run off and.
Yeah.
On Fury Road.
I love it. I'm a big fan of Mad Max 2. I think it's great. I want to watch Beyond Thunderdome just because you always talk about Thunderdome.
Have you ever seen it? It's not bad.
No, not yet. That's going to be the last one of the series that I'll watch until they make a new one, that is.
That's what Tina Turner sang We Don't Need Another Hero for, I believe. I think at the soundtrack.
That song go? 'Cause I know
we don't need another hero.
Oh, I've heard that.
We just want to find the way home.
Is she a good actress in that, though? Because I could see her not.
The character that she played, she was good for. You know, she was. Master Blaster was in it. You have to watch
really?
it for Master Blaster.
Yeah, Master
So this is a
Blaster's pretty
huge
cool.
dude who is special
With
needs, who wears like a helmet or something, and then a Dinklage on his always on his shoulders.
Just whispering sweet nothings.
Well,
into
he
his ear.
talks for the two of them.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's Master in the
He's Blaster.
yeah.
I'll watch it. I'm going to watch it. I was
Yeah.
always gonna watch it, but you should watch too. Lord Humongous.
I
is in it.
I might do that.
I don't know what you're gonna watch it on. I don't know what it's on now, but
Didn't we actually talk about some movies we were going to talk about? Because we
Well-
haven't yet.
we talked about Twisters. We were gonna talk about Dracula. I made a cool thumbnail for it.
Call this episode the one we didn't talk about Dracula in.
Well, the thumbnail for this episode is gonna be a Snow White themed one. Just 'cause
Okay.
That's what they're hungry for it. They need it. I need it.
Boy.
You need it.
Boy.
But then we'll talk about, because you said you saw Strangers Pray at Night. It's a sequel to Strangers.
No, we didn't.
I guess you just said. You didn't realize the picture was of the sequel. I sent you a picture of movies.
All right.
thought
Well, they're very,
were
very
bad.
small. Tiny.
I forgive you. Lords of Salem. You said Strangers. Devil I hadn't seen, and a few others, including Dracula, and parts of a few others, including Dracula.
Parts.
Well, we'll talk about Lords of Salem because that's one we've both seen the whole way. And then we'll talk about Dracula, I guess. I don't know.
The original.
We'll spitball. So Lords of Salem, that was a dog shit movie.
Yeah.
I hope you have more to say about it than I do. Because
Was it his daughter or his wife
that's
in
his
it?
wife. And he fucking crowbars her into every movie. Like, she's a little grating. The poster looks cool. I think that's why people want to watch it.
She's at a
Like-
radio station?
Yeah, she works at a radio station.
That hurt.
And I'm trying to remember what the fucking plot is because
That's stupid.
they're sent a box containing a record that's a gift from the Lords. The sounds within the grooves trigger flashbacks of her town's violent past. Is she going mad, or are the Lords back to take revenge on Salem, Massachusetts? So I watched it over multiple days. That didn't help, but I also think it was so boring that I didn't want to.
He couldn't handle it in one sitting. It's like, take it over a couple days. Don't. It's just like chemotherapy or something. You can't take it all at once.
What I do, and I put it in my review, and this is something that Zombie is one to do. The fucking dialogue really didn't have anything to offer me.
Yeah.
Like,
He should team up with somebody who does dialogue or writers.
yeah, because he can do flashy well.
Yeah.
Like he's a stylistic director.
Yes. Yes.
And that has a place for sure. Like that can be.
But yeah, if you marry that with some decent, better plotting in normal dialogue, then you could have something really good. And he wants to do something really good. But with his artistic representations and that, you could have, a pretty cool movie.
Because he, really, I think got a chance because his music videos were so dope. And they're pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like Dragula.
And the other one,
Dragula. Living Dead Girl's another one. But, anywho, they're good. But, there's lyrics and then there's writing. And sometimes he leans into what he's, comfortable with. And that's, white trash type dialogue, which has its place, but even with him, it feels so over the top that it starts to this isn't. Oh, what's the word? I can't think of the word. And you're not helping. You're just staring back at me blankly. It's not endearing. Is the word I was trying to think of. Thank you for helping me with that. Anywho,
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
yeah, the dialogue is really bad. The story felt. I don't need surprises, but it wasn't compelling. The monster too from the review was kind of uninspired. The best parts were the flashbacks to Salem trials, and it felt like he was misguided. It's like, if you're gonna do something called the Lords of Salem with your style, you do it as a timepiece. It's like the whole movie's set in that time, and it's like barbaric brutality of these people who are tripping on ergot, thinking they see witches and people being burned at the stake and these horrific visions.
You think it would have been? Completely, different in
completely rewrite it? Yeah.
Just like well, you know what? That's actually a stylistic reimagining of the Salem witch trials.
Yeah. I mean, he would have excelled at that.
Yeah.
It could have been really, really good. And I hate to do him like that because I am a fan of House of a Thousand Corpses. I haven't seen Devil's Rejects, but that's supposed to be good too.
It's similar. It's got the one clown in it. Remember the clown?
Yeah. And he's cool. Like, that actor seems very likable.
Well, likable and unlikable. He plays a very disturbed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
like him as an actor, though. I agree.
As an actor, yeah. Exactly. And I think maybe I've seen some interviews with him. He just seems like a cool guy. Spalding the Clown, I think is what he's called in the movies.
Yeah, well, I do. I liked...
That's supposed to be very bleak, The Devil's Rejects. I mean, so is House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, but even more so. I think they just travel on the road and they
just kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the Manson family. If they were if the Manson family crossbred with, Henry something and Otis Toole. You know who I'm talking about? That killer who admitted to 700 murders.
Oh, yeah. I wonder. He probably killed some people.
Yeah, he probably killed maybe Henry Lee Lucas. I mean, the guy is the definition of a drooling lunatic.
Yeah.
He looks horrific.
Yeah.
You would have to be blasted out of your fucking gourd.
I mean, he would ask, "Can I come in and get a drink of water?" Apparently, people let him in.
Yeah, maybe in really rural or very off the beaten path towns, they're
sure, trusting.
Yeah, you can come in here.
Have a sit down.
But he was like a highway killer, is what he probably did. He probably did kill maybe 7. He just seems so dumb. But because he was so simple-minded, that's the best way to do it. Especially during that time period. But even if you were a serial killer now, just people you don't know, far away from your abode.
Yeah.
You live on the road.
Well, yeah.
You live on the highway.
I mean, he was like a degenerate.
Transient.
Yeah, transient. I don't know how the guy. What did he I've always thought about people who are serial killers, or people that do certain crimes where it takes all this time and stuff. It's when you work.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a full-time gig.
How did Ted Bundy have money?
Because he was.
He went to college. He was trying to become an attorney. Never did actually do it. But, I mean, he worked, sporadically at,
he was a gig worker, basically.
Yes. I mean, he actually worked. This woman who's a writer who wrote about him, a very well-known writer, worked with him at I think
Crisis
it was
Call Line?
Yes.
And she wrote The Stranger, sitting
A
next
Stranger
to me.
Next Door or something like that. Yeah, but and she's a famous writer, but the coming together of these two people.
The Stranger Beside Me. That's what it's called.
Okay, you're right. But that's what I said, right? That's what I said.
What'd you say?
Stranger Beside Me.
No, you said. That's what you said.
So, but the fact that she goes on to become this pretty well-known
It's just
writer
because of that book, though.
No, I don't think that's it. I think she wrote other things, but that she would actually meet and know fairly well Ted Bundy, who's like on the Mount Rushmore of serial killers. I think she wrote other things.
She wrote other things. Yeah, I guess she's published multiple times. I don't know how successful. Let's look at her Wikipedia. But is it all good? It's all true crime after that.
Yeah, it is true crime. She did true crime. I think she wrote true crime, right?
I want to know, what's your net worth? What do you make before taxes? Anna Rule, get back to us. So what do you're like? How did she cross paths with him?
Well, I mean, the fact that, it's almost like Edgar Allan Poe meeting Enrico Fermi and them being friends for like a year or two.
Look up Enrico Fermi.
No, not that. I'm just
I don't
talking.
know who that is.
You never heard of Enrico Fermi?
He's an Italian-American physicist.
Yes, he's incredibly well known for normal people.
What'd he do?
I don't know. He was a world-class physicist or something.
Oh, he worked on the first nuclear reactor and worked towards understanding radioactivity, quantum physics, quantum theory, nuclear physics, and particle physics. That was an obscure reference, dog, and I think people are going to side with me on that.
No.
It was kind of a deep cut. And then you just you expect me to know some fucking what?
Do you know who?
Hey-o!
Do you know who Edgar Allan Poe is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
He's Baltimore born.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. He was born in Baltimore.
Dated his cousin. That's famous. Died in a gutter.
Yeah.
As we all should.
Yeah.
Let the rain wash away the
Yeah,
sins.
Anne Rule wrote a bunch of all the
She wrote a bunch of books. How famous is she? I only know The Stranger Beside Me. She's no Truman Capote.
Truman Capote, I only think wrote one book. In Cold Blood.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
the big one. That's
well
the
known.
big one. And he wanted to write more, but he just never got around to it.
Yes, it's same as me. I never got around to it.
Well, let's see what else he wrote. I thought that was his first dalliance into fiction. That's why it was such a big deal.
Who are we talking about?
Truman Capote.
Dalliance? You said Dalliance? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, he wrote that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was completely wrong.
Yeah, they're not just giving me all of his works. Sexuality. He was gay. What?
Yeah, no kidding. Did you ever hear the guy talk?
What the hell?
I might have
kidding
you in
me?
my next book.
Oh, he wrote for film, television, whatever. Works. He wrote a shit ton of stuff.
Okay.
He wrote a lot,
Never mind.
I guess.
He was a dickhead, though. He always dressed in white. Wore hats.
In Cold Blood did kind of start the true crime
Genre.
genre. And he wrote after In Cold Blood. But he never...
But that's the name of a book? After Cold Blood?
No, he has like a shit ton of releases afterwards.
Ooh, what was one of them called?
A Christmas
After Cold
Memory,
Blood?
which was a screenplay that won an Emmy.
Okay, we talked enough about it. We don't care.
Yeah. I didn't know he was gay. Did you?
Are you kidding me?
He talk like this,
Yes.
like a Southern belle,
Kind of, yeah. You're messing with me,
like
right?
an old Southern
Okay, we
belle.
get it. We get it. You did it.
He was gay. I know he was gay.
It seemed like you did.
The movie was good about him. And Philip Seymour Hoffman
Yeah.
fucking nailed that performance.
Yeah, he did. I didn't see it, but I assume.
Oh, I recommend it only from the standpoint of like just watch a ninja ball, and that ninja, Philip Seymour Hoffman. He really is one of the great actors of our time period.
It's a shame that he died. It really is, because I just thought he
know.
was insanely good. Just real good.
I didn't realize it before his passing. I mean, age certainly had a big role in that, but like getting into watching movies, you're like, I've watched a lot of movies with him, and the ones that are by auteurs, like actual movies of substance.
Mm-hmm.
He just fucking is so good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how, there is no role too big nor small, and he dominates it.
True.
I couldn't tell you other actors like that. Because like Tom Cruise, you know, he's in Coppola movie with, I'm sorry. I can't
Cruises?
remember the name. Yeah, before he gets his teeth fixed and everything. There's like, they would always get into big mashup fights.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but yeah, I mean he was
And
really
he was
young.
yeah. And so take that with a
So
grain of
he was
salt,
in
but
that-
The Outsiders.
Yeah.
But like, he's barely like he really.
But that was an ensemble cast.
It was.
Patrick Swayze was in it.
The Sways. That's what he likes to be called.
I think
the
Kevin
main
Dillon was
dude.
in it.
Yeah, Matt Dillon is his name.
Matt Dillon.
He's good, man. He's good. You ever watch The House That Jack Built?
No.
He's really good in that. You
Really?
would like that. You would like that. Lars von Trier, the guy who made Melancholia.
God, yes.
It's a movie about a serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah. You
Well, he always plays
boy, I
like
almost
a-
called you something. Got me so fired up over here.
He always plays like a douche. Matt.
Well, he's
Kind of a douche in this, huh? He always
most
plays
serial
a
killers aren't good guys.
Well, Bundy didn't seem like a douche. I mean, but well, I mean, his personality wasn't
He
douchey.
was probably very convincing to women that he wasn't before he really was. In the courtroom, he was.
Yeah. Granted.
I mean, there is like a bit of an anti-establishment, like, get him, Ted. But then you're like, this guy is.
Not for him though.
This guy is.
Yeah, the establishment
fucking-
sucks, but they fucking nailed your ass.
He's like
Thank God.
trying to lie so. Like, he wants to believe it. And, like, is mad that it is a lie.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
he's mad that he has to tell you the lie.
Yeah.
Type. I mean, in the
He
courtroom,
married
dude
his.
was
Did you? I don't know if you knew this. He
in court
Yeah.
when she was on the stand,
Yeah.
which then saved him from her having to give testimony and like perjuring herself too.
well, you can't be compelled, I think, to give testimony if you're married to somebody.
Exactly. So by
Yeah. Okay, that's why I did it. I never really thought about that. That was
well, and then he also was able to get conjugal visits, and he had a daughter while he was incarcerated. I don't know if you knew that.
sure I did. No, I didn't know that actually.
So there's a little Bundy baby out there, bundle of joy.
Who's daddy? Oh, he died in the war, honey.
I'm sure in that neighborhood they're like, do not play with their daughter. She's gonna bite your
Do you
toes
ever have
off.
a genetic test? Because there's some kind of.
Well, the wife is nuts. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, she was a mousy kind of, easily manipulated. Dumb as fuck.
you're getting the one that that one movie's based off. The one who gives like the first-hand account.
I don't know who was.
The one who ends up marrying him just seems like a fucking like a weird bitch.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
She's more strong-willed.
Okay.
Type A.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I understand it's a thing. I don't get it. I think it's because it's so feminine to like serial killers. I mean, I wasn't like attracted by Eileen Wuornos. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think it goes the other way.
Even Charlize Theron's adaptation, who is like she
gorgeous,
is widely renowned as one of the most attractive actresses of all time. I mean, when she becomes her, she is.
She was. I'll tell you what. She looked way like her. A lot. She looked a lot like her.
She looked like kind of like forgotten society, for lack of a better term.
But you know what? There's so many people like that. There's millions of people that had bad upbringings that just aren't rooted in society or community.
Yeah.
There just is. I mean, and not, she became a serial killer, but other people are like fringe, marginal people.
Marginalized.
Yeah.
Well, it is very interesting, that movie, just from the standpoint of like there's very few female serial killers.
Yeah.
And most of them deal with poison. Just that is the way
That's
it
how
is.
they kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she actually used a gun. But the movie, I think, definitely paints her in a sympathetic light, which
Yeah.
in terms of
She's way more sympathetic than most men serial killers. I think.
compared to like a Bundy or
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy or fucking Gay Guy Dahmer, which is his nickname online. But she
Was he
also,
gay?
oh yeah, buddy,
Dahmer. Mm-hmm. Huh.
he liked hairless men. He liked darker skin.
I knew that.
He had
I saw the Dahmer series.
He had a black guy's head in his fridge, I guess.
Okay.
Which, like, talk about a housewarming gift. And dude, that
Jeff, are these feet in freezing?
how'd you know I'm size 13? That apartment complex must have smelled so fucking bad for them to not be like.
Well, the neighbor did. The neighbor. I've got meat. They keep sending me meat, and it's spoiled, and it's pork. He did a great job at Dahmer. He was so effing good. He's got to be in more freaking movies. I like that actor even before that.
Well, he was good in American Horror Story.
He was great. I loved him.
And then he played Quicksilver for a short time.
He was good at
was
that.
in production. Yeah, he was good as that too. Now,
Just super.
not
great.
sure what's going to happen with the X-Men. You were a big X-Men fan growing up.
Yeah.
They have to bring that back to the screen. It was them and Spider-Man that kind of started the whole shindig. Everyone wants to say Iron Man, and yeah, that was the first Marvel Cinematic Universe film because Hulk was kind of like retconned after the fact. But those were the ones that started the craze. It was X-Men and Spider-Man, where we went to the theaters to see those. We had them on VHS. We were fans.
I wasn't
We were in
even
that age
super.
group.
I wasn't even that super big into Spider-Man, but I loved X-Men. Spider-Man, I don't know.
I like the animated series. I do like the original movies with Tobey Maguire. Not a big fan
Garfield.
of Garfield.
I didn't like him. I don't like him at that.
Tide is starting to level out with Tom Holland to where it's like the original actor whose name I'm forgetting. Tobey Maguire. We just
Yeah.
said it. He might be the GOAT when it comes to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
He left the limelight on a bad note, though. Everyone thought Spider-Man 3 was not
what's
so
that?
good.
Yeah, it was just a dog.
Venom is supposed to be like the main course, and they fucked that up really bad.
So that's the antithesis of Spider-Man, right? It's like his
He's
alter
his arch
ego.
villain.
But like a few, I don't know, like anti-Spider-Man type thing.
Yeah.
Almost like
The
him.
dark side. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because he quite literally is a symbiote, and he has he's the what do you call it? The id. Spider-Man's id. It's
Okay.
the id, the carnal desires.
Yes.
Yeah. It brings it out
I
of
think.
the person it attaches to.
Okay.
And then it kind of absorbs his superpowers and once he's able to get it off of him, and then brings the id out of the guy that it attaches to, which happens to be Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
So it has the powers, but then it also brings out his demons. They boned it so bad because Eddie Brock is the guy who Venom attaches to first. He's supposed to be like. So there's another guy, Flash Thompson. He's like an athlete, like a kind of bigger, imposing guy. That's why Venom is generally bigger
Yeah.
than Spider-Man. And they just fucking boned it. It's also supposed to be an astronaut that brings it back. They really never get into the origin of
Where
Venom.
it came from.
But they made a Venom trilogy with Tom Hardy. I haven't watched any of them.
I guess it's not. None of them are good.
None of them
I
seem
love Tom
worth
Hardy
watching.
too. They all sounded bad.
And because it's its own universe too, which I do like Venom, but not. I don't know. I guess not enough to watch. I'll probably get to it eventually,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't know, because it would likely have a lot of the criticisms that you would put upon the lower rated Marvel movies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like
It's like-
Ant-Man or whatever.
Yeah, but at least you'll like the main character. I like Paul Rudd, but that comic character does nothing for me.
No, that's...
And I actually, the one thing Marvel did do well is I came to like Captain America because of Marvel. I always thought that was such a lame hero because you think of him as like a goody, like a Boy Scout,
Yeah, I know.
like a hall monitor. Then
Yeah.
you're like, he's badass.
Yeah.
And I guess that is what the comic does well. To what's his name's point, Anthony Mack's point. Do you remember where he's saying he didn't put it well, but he said Captain America doesn't. I think he said isn't necessarily pro-America, which is not the way to put it. He very much is pro-America,
Yeah.
pro-government. That is true. If we were going down the path of authoritarianism, Captain
that isn't
America.
what it said.
Yeah, I'll vamp for a little. Do you want to find the quote, or do you want me to look
the
for it?
quote up because I think it was a turnoff to a lot of people because he's not pro-America, he's pro-justice, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, that's kind of what we consider America to be. It could have been
Captain
something.
America represents a lot of different things, and he doesn't think the term America should be one of those representations, emphasizing the character's focus on values like honor, dignity, and integrity.
So let's call him Captain America anyway, even though he doesn't represent any of that.
Mackie later clarified he is a proud American and that Captain America has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to, emphasizing the character's focus on honor, dignity, and trustworthiness. Okay.
And try to walk it back.
It does seem like I can see where the issue arose.
Why
It seems
say
like
it?
it does seem like an anti-American sentiment. I think it seemed more calculated at the time to not word it correctly.
Maybe.
What?
Yeah, I think
Because the calculated
I like
measure
him. I
should
like him
say-
too. Okay.
I don't. It's
Wasn't he
it's
the
really
other-
his personality. Honestly, he's too boisterous for me,
okay.
and
Well,
that just doesn't mesh with my.
No, I
personality,
understand.
'cause I'm more
but
quiet.
I don't say stuff like that, man. It's unnecessary. Don't. Just don't. He's Captain America. People
And if
think
if
who
he
he is.
had the because this is hopefully, well, what he's at least trying to spin it to, but if this is what he meant out of the gates, that he's like, I hope that this character, even though it's Captain America, can appeal to people all over the world.
Okay. I don't think that's what he meant, but
I hope that's what he meant, and if it got misconstrued from that, I feel very badly because I've said stuff. It just doesn't come out.
Yeah, I understand. But he represents what the best of America is supposed to be.
Exactly.
And that isn't what he said, or I don't know what he meant.
Because in maybe
Hey, look, there could be a Captain Iran too, for all I care. We're not saying
there was a Captain Canada.
Okay, but it's just hey, look, when things go really south,
Who do you call?
yeah, America's there. Okay, I'm just saying.
Ghostbusters, who are American.
True. Well, no, they're not. Dan Aykroyd.
Bill Murray is.
No.
Well, they're based. The business is based out of New York. That's American business, baby.
I think they actually
It's best.
incorporated.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. And you were gonna make an Israeli joke there.
No,
Israel's really
I've
who's
cut back
pulling
on
the
those.
strings.
Have been cut
and
back
that they
on
control the weather and the government, but that is anti-Semitism at its finest, my friend. And I will not stand.
I'm a pro-Semite. I'm a
anti-Semitism.
pro-Semite.
Yes, America does bad stuff overseas, but they also do stuff that can be inspirational to the disadvantaged. How do you say that? What am I
Disadvantaged.
The disadvantaged
You try to give it a Latin.
all over the world.
Yeah.
It should be a vote of confidence if you see American troops on your soil and you feel like
And they're not
you're up
pointing
against
guns
it.
at you. Yeah.
It can be terrifying.
Yeah.
I get that. I know there's a lot of countries that never wanted us to step foot in them, especially those in the Middle East. And I understand too. We're as Americans, we've never had to deal with foreign troops on our land.
Correct.
But that's part of why we think we're fucking sick, because we've never had to deal with that. We want to put a system in place to where that we never have that either.
Right.
And I think we want to install that in any place we set foot on.
Yeah.
Because it's like, look, we come in here, we fuck shit up, but we fix it afterwards.
We try to fix it. Yeah, but but why do that?
And I
Why
get
alienate people. You didn't have to say anything. It's like, yeah, I'm Captain America. Just say that. Just say, I want him to be an inspirational character. You don't have to make.
But the thing I would have
stupid
done,
things like
I would have just played the praise game the whole time. I would have said, Chris Evans absolutely crushed as this role.
Yep.
And like, if I can bring fans the enjoyment he did, I will have lived up to
Perfect.
that
Be anti-Zegler.
I would have been like
That's going to become a new phrase, anti-Zegler, which means to be gracious as opposed to being a brat.
Yeah.
She seems like a 15-year-old spoiled upper middle class chick in a 25-year-old's body, because she is oh my God. But she will learn that what's called FAFO. Fuck around, find out. Okay?
Hell yeah, buddy.
Her career is over. It is over. And well deserved, too. Shut up. Nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares. You don't know anything, man. Even people who really know things know they don't know anything and are smart enough to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, I think
You just, you know what? People, and it's not just her. It's a lot of people. Maybe it's a generational thing, but I think there's always been people that feel that they can tell the world how to feel and think about things. And you can't. Maybe Mother Teresa, and even people don't like her for some reason. I don't know what she did.
well, she apparently was kind of a bitch.
All right. Okay. I saved $1 million and I was rude to a waiter. kind of thing.
I'll look that up.
Whatever,
But apparently,
I mean-
the producer's son slams Rachel Zegler for hijacking movie with political posts. Clearly hurt the film's box office, says he.
Well, yeah, and he's absolutely right. It's not her movie. Okay, she's a star,
Here's the
granted,
thing,
but it's
though,
not
that's-
just her movie.
It's why casting is such a big deal. I mean, you need the name, whatever, recognition.
yeah.
And
for
Gal
that-
Gadot and Rachel Zegler were the only people bringing that, and now you have to do some digging. It's like, hey, is this person gonna be a fucking retard on camera and say stupid shit? And
Well,
apparently,
I know they do
with
that.
her, she is. I never knew about her prior to this.
Yeah.
Likely won't know about her afterwards because she really, I mean, this movie's just not going to be the best indication of talent, but she sung fairly well. I'm not going to shit on her,
It doesn't
her singing,
matter. It
but
is
her
so
acting
tainted.
was just like, not good,
Really? Okay.
not terrible, but like, I mean,
Well,
holy shit, you're the lead of this fucking project. It's a
maybe you could do a little
fucking
acting here.
hundreds of millions of dollars. You know?
I say at the end of it all, I mean, here's the thing. The amount of money they're going to lose, which is going to be enormous, pales in comparison to the damage public relations wise this did to Disney. This was the movie that started it all. Okay? And they remake it for many reasons. And it turned out to be the bubonic plague.
So the budget was $209 million, and the box office, I don't think it's even
But that's
hit.
that's not the number.
It's generally
Would they double it?
2.5 times is what is costed with marketing included.
Okay, so that's almost a half a billion.
Roughly, yeah. And let's see what the box office.
I bet you it's
says.
50 million because last
think
time
you're right.
it was 40 and it's probably gained some since I looked.
Domestic opening was 42 million, and yes, domestically, it has recent domestic.
It's going to do 150 worldwide. Well, I don't know. It's popped. It's go. I mean, the pop is over. You know, the original.
I mean,
What you don't get that first week, that's it. Or what you get that first week, that's all. That's all.
even if they would have made 100 million in the first weekend, it still would have been disappointing because you weren't gonna. You're like, well, we know we're not gonna cover the budget.
But it was more than that. I don't even think they cared all that much. I mean, they didn't want to lose as much as they're going to lose, but that it was an homage to their audience. It was a gift to their audience.
Fan service film.
Yes, I never heard that term, but that's fitting.
Okay, worldwide. Shit, I'm such a stupid. Yeah, it made less than 100 million worldwide. 88 million because it made 44 domestic, 43, almost 44 internationally.
Now, it might actually, so it's not going to do much better domestically. It may do fairly, because they're not as plugged into this incidents with an S with her as we are.
Yeah, and like
Here.
wherever.
Like in Bangladesh, you're like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
interesting.
it may be within the zeitgeist there, like Snow White.
Yeah.
Maybe even bigger so. Maybe because it's not like so much media noise
Right.
to make you forget old classics.
I don't know how normally things play out as far as, it depends on the type of movie too, like domestic versus foreign.
Yeah, and like I was just looking, Asia is a big area.
Yeah,
for some,
that's where it is.
but I don't
India,
even think
China.
it's playing in. I don't think it's playing in China. Oh no, it is. China's separate. Yeah, it didn't even make $1 million in China, but it made millions in Japan and Australia. So it's not a lot of movies that cater to China can just like, hey, that's what we're gonna make her.
Yep. Yep. This doesn't. This would to a more westernized audience, which Japan and Australia are.
Makes sense. Yeah, because I could see that movie is not very culturally relevant for them.
For China.
Yeah, like let's overthrow the evil dictator.
Yeah, that's.
It's like we're not giving them ideas.
The communists don't dig those type of movies.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I did want to say. I did think it was racist that they casted an openly Latina woman in. I mean,
Openly Latino. Okay.
if they would have done it for Cinderella, that would have been completely racist. But they did it sneakily. See, because cleaning, she teaches the dwarves how to clean, and she cleans the castle. Donald Trump, if we don't let Latinos be Snow White, who will clean your castle?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson, or Osborne said that. It's just racist. It's racist that
To have
they
her
did
clean,
that.
to be the cleaning.
Yeah, it's like...
Kind of, yeah.
If you're going to have a white chick do it,
That's all right.
no issues, but
Yeah.
now you want to go Latino, and
Yeah.
it's the cleaning princess besides Cinderella that
They
is...
could have referenced her green card and all kind of.
Yeah, it just feels in bad taste. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, her being Latina, I don't think that played it. That they wanted a Latina. They did. They didn't want a white actress for that. I'm sure.
For Snow White.
Yeah.
Ooh, I thought of a really good fan film script idea. I don't have the time to write this, so if one of you guys listening want to, you can just co-op this.
Well,
So, S''O, Black, and it's a Snow White spin-off comedy, and the main character is black, and you guys do the rest. There's the Seven Dwarves too. They can be whatever race you want them to be. They have to be dwarves. And write funny stuff.
yeah, that's not going to offend anybody. Everybody's going to love that one.
It's
It'll take people a while to figure
It's
out how to be
inclusive.
offended, but don't
it's
be offended.
inclusive though. Which is not, you can't be offended by inclusivity.
Yeah, it depends how you do it.
Well, whoever writes this, do it well.
Just don't fuck it up, or your life's over, Ben.
I'll give
Give it a shot. Let us know.
I'll deny co-writing credits unless it's good. Then I expect a piece.
Yeah. I don't know
And
how
my
we do that
name.
legally, but you figure out a way.
Well, just if you're making money, let us know. If you're not, just keep us out of it.
If you know what hits the you know what, we never met you or heard of you.
And you don't listen to this podcast
No,
either.
uh-uh.
So, what do you have to say to the fans who made it all the way to the end?
Oh my God.
You're a big fan?
How you listen through this whole thing, I can't.
Some people
The
like...
human fund is at 0. Okay, does that what?
Tell them, big dog.
Well, here's the thing. They're spending all this money on like what's called net zero, which is zero emissions. They're spending billions in Europe. Net zero or the human fund, which is even more beneficial to us, or I mean people.
No, to us, yeah.
We're not supposed to tell them it's just for us, are we? Cut that out.
It
So-
seems...
No,
You can say that about anything.
what?
Even if it wasn't just us, you could say for us.
Right, yeah, because we're human.
I'll cut out where I say just us, so
Right.
they don't know it's just us.
Okay. But anyway, it's the human fund.
Which is fun.
No, the human fund is at 0. And
Dollars
I'm
income,
thinking
yeah.
that's bad.
We're starting to put more into this fucking thing than you guys have given us.
Yeah, it's effort.
I think that's a bad deal.
I had the thing in the little jingle and everything.
I know.
The human fund.
To close it out, do you want to hear some comments on our last videos?
Are they good?
Interesting. One person kind of agreed with you towards Nope. He said that the alien, or he didn't understand the main guy's fascination with the alien. He also said that the farmers would probably be the type of people who would shoot the alien.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
which is a valid point. I thought the main characters seemed like
Were they
he
in the
had-
middle of a desert? They seemed like they were in the middle of a desert. You can't raise horses eat something.
They
don't
had
eat
grass
sand.
on their land, but yeah, there
Did
was
they?
canyons close to them too.
I
It
don't know.
just looked good for the shoot. The Snow White video, the only white on screen is the subtitle. That seems vaguely racist. I like it, kind of.
Does it make me a bad person?
Same person who brought up the farm thing, he said profound themes are not a substitute for good characters and storytelling.
True.
About Nope. Did I mention that?
Yeah, I don't think any of it was good.
Uh,
The theme, maybe the themes. You explained the themes to me. I think I fell asleep halfway through, but I think you're on to something. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
the
I was
themes
really
are
tired.
good. The
No,
themes
they're
are good.
not.
When we were,
You can't tame.
you probably
stuff.
don't even remember this. We were talking about you potentially joining a biker gang. Someone said, "Real think tank here."
No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, we're from NASA. We do this on the side. I remember my second doctoral thesis. Yeah, we're the bright bunch.
Someone
In the
agreed with
community.
you about Nope, not worth watching. Even the coolest part with the monkey and standing shoe was brushed off as things happen. Why do you think he hasn't made another movie?
Yep. Make one called Yep.
I disagree. That scene was very important for the Chinese dude's character
I
development.
didn't like the China. Yeah, he was not a good character.
This guy was upset about our Day of the Dead clip. This was so painful to listen to them try to piece it together. You're talking about Dawn of the Dead remake from 2002. Yeah, we did fuck that up. But it's not.
Did you
about-
notice though?
It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Mahatma Gandhi. And that is what I said in my rebuttal.
Guys,
Someone-
we make mistakes. We criticize us because that's fun. That's food for that.
I actually thought that was fucking hilarious when that
You,
guy said that.
you-
And the real think tank here was that was funny too. We did that
We
video.
were curing cancer earlier that day, but we took some time out to do the podcast.
We did that video about Tony Scott. I made the title "What's Better, Crimson Tide or Spy Game," and someone chose the third option, True Romance. Have you seen it by Tony Scott?
No.
Wow, that's a recommendation. then.
Well, see, but we're not comprehensive. So this is great to hear that. I'd love to maybe watch that. I don't know what it's about, but I love Spy Game. I did. And there's probably a ton of things you could say. And I will also say, please comment. We love it.
Yes, we do.
Rip us a new butthole if you feel that way.
Or give us movie recommendations because I freaking
Yeah,
love
there's
that.
things like we may have seen them actually, and we can discuss them and stuff. We sometimes don't put a lot of thought into what we're going to discuss. It's kind of
Hey, don't give them a peek behind the curtain.
well,
The Day of the Dead, because I said, what's better, Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead, which is what you represent.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead all the way. And Virgil, you are correct. Oh, this one's directed straight at you. This was on the Nope video. I don't understand the other guy's angle. You're the other guy. He calls it pointless after cutting off the guy discussing the themes. Says he doesn't understand the monster, even though, sorry, I have to read more. Even though understanding the monster would objectively make it less scary, it seems like he just doesn't like the movie based on his own preferences, which is fair on a personal basis, but not on an objective basis. Of course, a movie you're not interested in is going to feel too long and pointless. That doesn't mean it's pointless and has no meaning. This guy, he said it a lot better than I could.
yeah, that's for sure.
I said, very well said. I'll share this with Dadman on our next episode, which I'm doing
Yeah,
because
but
I
it's
think
got to
he
be
makes some good
entertaining.
points.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I don't care. You could have a wonderful theme in this very stupid, boring movie.
So let me say this.
Because it was like a
No,
college
I'm
lecture
giving
last
you
time. you
no,
explained this to me.
it's not even. It's how my enjoyment of movie relates to Nope. I really, really like Igmar Bergman. And he does relational dramas, familial dramas. Like,
Yeah, I know what
relationships.
familial means.
So, is everything heated arguments? No. But there's scenes that have weight and they have meaning. That is why, because you're reading into this film and you're like, holy shit, and the way he looks at relationships give you a deeper understanding of things. Meanwhile, this has an alien that's actually doing shit. That's the entertainment. You got the big fucking alien in the sky that's eating
Balloons.
a whole fucking arena full of people. That's the entertainment. I mean,
Did Alien just discover that sometimes people go outside for events? Because it seemed like he'd never done that before.
they looked it directly in the eyes. That's why it did it. The event there was based around, we're going to look at the
It
alien.
seemed like a Xanax commercial. Like the main
That's
character
so uncalled for.
seemed like
so
he was on
uncultured.
Xanax
So
and
uncultured.
didn't care about nothing.
Last
Kind of sleptwalked through the whole thing.
last comment about our last series of videos was the Day of the Dead. I love Romero's Dead series, but I'm not a fan of the Zack Snyder remake, which is the Dawn of the Dead film you like. I gotta go with Day of the Dead as well, but I think comparing the original Dawn of the Dead and the original Day of the Dead is a bit more reasonable considering they are made by the same guy. So you were so far off the map. That you,
No, I wasn't.
You ranked third.
You,
in this
these are
guy's
all you
hierarchy.
commenting in your own fucking site. You know it is.
Don't tell them that it destroys the
I don't
illusion.
have anything. Those were masterpieces and so forth, but they just don't do it for me anymore. So the Dawn of the Dead, the one I liked, it was just a good zombie movie. I mean, there was probably no underlying theme or anything. I just thought it was good. Now, like,
That's not what you said on the episode, though. So apologize.
shut up. No, I didn't. You don't know.
Apologize,
You can't prove it.
please.
No.
Please.
I'm sorry.
It'll make the video better. Thank you. Yeah. So no one who commented said your movie's better.
2 comments and you were bright. There
Well, and also the one guy said that it was
3.
that we didn't.
Statistically
told us
insignificant.
He told us what movie we're looking for. It's in the title, though. We obviously fucking figured it out. I understand there was air while we were discussing and trying to look for it. I left
That's
it
the
in
fun part.
because that is us being us. I'm just gonna mention
It's part of our
this.
think tank is to kind of go outside the box.
The same guy who brought up a lot of the good points against Nope, I said about the main character's respect for the aliens, and he's like, I respect a coyote in a posthumous way. I don't stop and think about why it's eating my chickens, though. Touche. It was a good point. You're shitting on me, by the way. And
Oh, I
shit
like you.
did. Shit you did. But you did it in a, what's the word? It was a discourse. I saw his
Literary.
perspective and I understood it. And I was like, you have some good points. I liked it, but I see why you don't. Or at least why the plot holes get to you.
Respectfully disagreed is the phrase you're looking
Yeah. And he did it
Respectfully.
effectively and respectfully.
for. Correct.
We don't do things respectfully on this channel, though. So everyone who defied me, go fuck yourself. Everyone who praised me,
I dig you, man.
you're my new favorite.
Cool. So again, we tried, right? You know what? Half of life is trying, and the other half is
That's life.
knowing people, the right people.
Cool.
You
Do
know
you
that?
think you could meet someone who could give us money?
Well, I was hoping one of these listeners would
Yeah, get on it, listeners. You're making me look
become
bad.
enchanted with our.
Give us a closing statement or word or phrase.
I wanted to say, okay, it's one of my favorite quotes. Got nothing to do with what we were talking about. I am become death, a destroyer of worlds.
Now, comment on the authenticity of the claims that 9/11 was not done by the Muslims, but the